Dragon Ballers, if you're looking to buy Dragon Ball Super or One Piece sealed product, make sure to get 5% off using my link to Mystic TCG down in the description. You can also sell cards to them using their Facebook link, which is also down in the description. Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another video. We are back with set 21 reveals, and set 21 is kind of shaping up to be a banger because a lot of the leaders we've seen so far in the set have a lot of people talking about them. So today we're going over the Goku Vegeta flip-flop archetype coming out in the new set. If you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video, and don't miss your chance to enter the giveaway that I have going on right now. All you have to do is go down to the link tree in the description and follow me on Twitter. You'll be entered in the giveaway, and I'll be messaging the winner very soon, so make sure to enter that down there. Anyways, let's get started right away. We have the leader, insane artwork. There's some speculation that this might be the god rare for the set, and that would be so cool, having a double-sided texture foil, just beautiful god rare leader. That'd be sick. But anyways, let's read the effect. We have SSB Goku, auto, and card attacks, draw 1, and this card gets plus 5k for the battle. So you're hitting for an awakened leader stat, pretty solid. Then after using this card in a battle, flip this card to its backside. So the definition of this really determines whether this is going to be a really good leader or not, and that is, what exactly does using this card in a battle mean? Does that mean only when it attacks, or does that mean when it attacks and is attacked? Now, I can see the argument for using having an implication, meaning you as the player used it in a battle, you attacked with it, so that's the only time it procs. But I can also see the flip side where it's used in a battle, both attacking and attacked. So yeah, I haven't seen clarification on this. If you guys know the answer, drop it down in the comments for me. But yeah, if it's when both players attacks, for the definition of using this card in a battle, that's going to make this leader a whole lot better. Auto, at the end of you and your opponent's turns, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 4 or less in rest mode and KO it. So yeah, this deck doesn't have a ton of removal built in, really. I really look at this as like more of a combo, like all-in deck when you assemble the combo, more so than like a mid-range or control deck we typically see with yellow. That's the gist I get, at least from the first read of these cards. Activate battle limit 1. If it's your turn, choose one yellow Vegeta with a cost of 2, and that card gets plus 5k for the battle. There's a lot of this in this deck, the ability to buff specifically to cost Gokus and Vegetas, and that's again what you want to be doing to compile your combo and go all in when the time comes. We'll talk about that more later. Then we have SSB Vegeta God level power. We have auto limit 1. After using this card in a battle, draw 1 card, then flip this card to its front side. So again, if using this card in a battle is determined by both attacking and being attacked, that means we're drawing a card on our opponent's turn with this leader. That's really good. So yeah, we just need confirmation on that. Activate main limit 1, flip this card to its front side. Activate battle limit 1 if it's your turn. Choose one yellow Goku with energy cost of 2, and that card gets plus 5k for the battle. Again, just buffing your guys. You want to make sure you are able to resolve these effects as often as possible when going for damage. Now, next up, we have the contentious Whiz Z battle card. We have a 3 cost, 1 Z energy cost, deflect, unique, so you can't like spam this back to back, which is a good design thing by them. Z stack 1, yellow Goku with energy cost of 2. Permanent, your yellow Goku and Vegeta cards with energy cost of 2 get plus 5k power. Auto, if your leader is a SSB Vegeta God level power, when this card's played, skip all phases until the charge phase in your next turn, then start your main phase. So this is kind of a word salad, but we have gotten confirmation on this. What this means is you'll play this Whis in a main phase, and then you'll go right to your next main phase. You do not charge, you do not draw for turn, you don't do anything like that in your normal upkeep. You just play Whis, go from main phase to main phase. So all that really does is reset any limit 1s you have. Like any effects that you can only use once per turn are now refreshed after you've played Whis. That's all it really does. But as a competitive player, and for those of you out there that want to be as competitive as possible, that's the thing we're looking to quote unquote break. What are the effects we can reuse after playing Whis that make the strongest turn possible is basically what we're looking for. So still looking for stuff on that. If you have ideas, drop it down in the comments. Anyways, we have SSB Goku finishing blow. We have a 2 cost 10k, deflect, dual attack, auto. If you add 1 yellow Vegeta with energy cost of 2 to your hand, at the start of your main phase, play this card under a yellow Whis Z battle card. So this is probably going to need an errata because it doesn't specify where you're adding a Vegeta from. I would imagine it's going to be from the board, but it's not clear. Probably needs an errata, but this comes out for free when you basically play Whis time regression and go to the next main phase. Auto, if your opponent has 5 or more cards in rest mode, this card is played. It gains critical and barrier for the turn. Solid stats. Don't forget, this is not only a 10k battle card. Whis and your leader can buff this, among other things. And then auto, when this card attacks, choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, KO it, and this card gets plus 5k power for the turn. That is not a once per turn auto, so you're gaining plus 5k twice and KOing 2 things. Super solid card for the whole strategy. Then we have Bulma making a wish. One costs 1k. If your leader is a yellow Vegeta and you have 3 or more energy, when this card's played, reduce the energy cost of a Whiz time regression in your Z deck by 2 yellow for the turn. So by playing this, you make Whiz a 1-drop, which essentially makes the Whiz play a 2-cost play, which is far better than having it be a 3-cost play. So you definitely want to play Bulma in the deck for this strategy. Then we have activate main limit 1. If you have 3 or more energy, you choose 2 of your energy in rest mode and you place this card in your drop. Choose one of your yellow Vegeta cards under cost of 2, switch to active mode, and all the chosen cards will not switch to active mode during your next charge phase. So this is an example of an activate main we can technically use twice after, you know, playing Whis and going from turn to turn. Now, they put some harsh restrictions on you. You basically have to lock 2 of your energy to get this effect off. But again, if you're assembling a combo and trying to go all in, you don't really care about losing out on energy. You're trying to kill him on that exact turn. So that's the trade-off there. You're going in as hard as you can. If you fail to kill him, you probably lose, but you have a lot of powerful effects that you know, restrict you, but you don't care about those restrictions if you win on the spot. All right, now we have 2 really interesting cards to the deck. We have Goku Unceasing Progress and Vegeta Unceasing Progress. Both of these are essentially the same. The Goku just gains dual attack and the Vegeta just gains double strike, but they both have activate mains. If you have the Whis Z battle card in play, you place 2 of your energy in rest mode in your drop. So again, you're sacrificing your energy to get these free plays. We have not seen this type of free play in quite some time. But again, it's an all or nothing strategy. You're playing this out, sacrificing energy. And if you don't kill the opponent on that exact turn, you probably lose the game. Now, we should talk about why the skip turn is also good besides refreshing effects. If your opponent floodgates you, like, you know, Robotic Riposte or Oceanus or anything like that, by skipping to the next turn with Whis, you turn off that floodgate. You basically wear it out, which is definitely really strong. But on the flip side, you could ask yourself, well, I could just counterplay the floodgate for 1 energy with like T-Blow or something, and why would I spend 2 energy on Bulma and Whis? Well, for one thing, Whis is in your Z deck at all times, so you don't necessarily have to draw the counterplay. Let's say you don't happen to draw a T-Blow or something, then you have the Whis at the ready at all times. But also having the Whis in play allows you to do things like this, which is again part of the all-in combo. So that is another upside of doing the whole thing. Now, real quick, this is not a Dragon Ball Super card. This is actually a panel snippet from my comic book, New Mafia Genesis. This is one of the funnier panels. Again, once you get to know the characters and read the story, this should be a pretty funny one. But this really blends the whole Japanese manga and American comics thing that I am really looking to do in this project. So if you guys want to pre-order a copy of the book or just see more about the story or share the word and help me out, you can find that down in the description in the link tree. You know, to be honest with you guys, those of you that watched the video up until this point are the true fans, and I'm gratefully eternal for all your guys' support you give me throughout the years. And to be honest, I feel like you guys, the true fans, are gonna be the ones that actually care to hear about this stuff. So that's why I'm putting it in the middle of the video. If you guys want to see more, go down to the link tree, click on the link for the Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign, check out the story, maybe pre-order a copy of the book. I think you'll really like it. But anyways, let's get back into the cards here. We have Vegeta Waiting to See and Goku Trial Run. Now, what really vexes me about these is that, you know, we have a lot of these archetype types of cards, especially when it comes to Goku, Vegeta, or other, you know, groups of characters. They have a similar name title and do a similar thing, but that's not the case in this deck. Maybe they're misprinted in some way, like the original titling is off or something, but Vegeta Waiting to See is not the counterpart of Goku Trial Run in name, but they are the counterparts by effect. It doesn't really matter at all, like in the slightest, but it just vexes me because it's inconsistent. But anyways, let's go ahead and read these cards. They have a lot of text. We have a 2-cost 10k Vegeta, auto once per turn, add a card from light to hand. When this card attacks, it gets plus 10k for the turn, and double strike. Auto, the start of you and your opponent's main phase, switch this card to active mode. Okay, so when you play it before playing Whis, you swing with this card. You play Whis, go to your next main phase, this thing restands. So it's attacking once again. Activate main limit 1 for a yellow. If your leader's backside is SSB Vegeta God level power and you choose one of your yellow Goku cards, play this card from your hand and the chosen card will not be switched to active mode during your next charge phase. But you get around that by choosing Gokus that have their own abilities to restand during main phases. Let's read Goku Trial Run. Start of you and your opponent's main phase, switch this card to active mode. So play Waiting to See, choose Trial Run, keep it tapped, but then during your next main phase with Whis, this will restand. Activate main limit 1 for a yellow. If your leader's backside is SSB Vegeta God level power, you choose one of your yellow Vegeta cards, play this card from your hand, and the chosen card will not switch to active mode during your next charge phase. Add a card from light to hand. This card gains plus 10k and dual attack for the turn. So there's a lot of good stuff here. For one, your leader doesn't do anything with life when you flip back and forth, so the fact these things take life really helps in stalling matchups. It doesn't help too much if your opponent's being aggressive with you and giving you a lot of your own life quickly, because these things do want to take life in order to get the maximum pressure. But the fact they go to 20k on their own for 1 energy, these are really big hitters, and the Whiz buffs them by another 5k. All the other effects can maybe buff them even further, so these things are gonna hit pretty hard in this deck for sure. Then we have Vegeta Trial Run and Goku Waiting to See. Once again, I am vexed because not only do they not share the same name, Goku Super Saiyan, Vegeta's not. I'm bothered. Let's get over it. Anyways, we have a 2-drop 15k on both sides. We have Vegeta being critical, Goku being dual attack. They both say when this card's played from your hand, draw 1. Vegeta says activate limit 1 for a yellow. If your leader's backside is Vegeta God level power, you choose one of your Goku cards, play this card from your hand, and the chosen card will not switch to active mode during your next charge phase. Then activate limit 1 on the Goku, same thing, but you choose a Vegeta and it will not be switched to active mode on your next charge phase. So theoretically with these cards, you still want to be choosing the previous Gokus and Vegetas that we read, because they'll switch to active mode during the main phase anyway. These cards replace themselves on play, which is absolutely incredible. They don't necessarily apply as much pressure as the previous Gokus and Vegetas, but they don't need you to take life, so they are probably better in like red matchups where you can't really afford to take all that life. So these cards still seem super solid. The fact they have the built-in keyword skills, I do like quite a bit. And then we have some super rares for the deck. We have Goku and Vegeta Rivalry, 2-drop 15k, auto limit 1. If your leader is yellow and you add 1 card from your life to your hand, when this card's played, choose 1. This card either gets plus 5k and double strike or 5k and dual attack for the turn. Don't forget, Whiz is buffing this by an additional 5k. And then auto at the start of your opponent's main phase, switch card to active mode. So the previous cards we read can also choose this, and it'll switch itself to active during the next main phase. Activate main for a yellow, choose one of your yellow Goku or Vegeta cards, play this card from your hand, and the chosen card will not switch to active mode during your next charge phase. Now, this does not have unique, so theoretically you could just spam as many of them as you can as per the number of energy you had to pay for them, but the auto is limit 1, so you can't use several of their autos in succession. That won't work, but still super solid card for what the deck wants to do. And then we have Goku versus Golden Frieza Spirit Clash. I can guarantee you this is gonna have an SPR, and I'm sure it's gonna look absolutely incredible. But anyways, we have a 5-drop 20k battle card with swap 8. We have 2 yellow and 2 colorless. If you have 4 or more energy, yellow Frieza with an energy cost of 8. Now, I'm sure there are yellow Friezas with energy cost of 8. Unfortunately, Emperor of U7 is a cost of 7, so that's not going to work out. But for the actual Frieza video, I'll probably look into the different 8 cost Friezas if there are any. Of course, there will definitely be one for the new set. You can pretty much bet money on that. But still, that's something that's relevant for the Frieza side of things, not so much for the Goku deck if you want to play this in that strategy. Auto limit 1, when this card's played, draw a card, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and KO it. Activate main for 2 yellow, choose one of your yellow Saiyan or Frieza army cards, play this card from your Z energy, and add the chosen card to your energy. Now, there's a weird ruling on this. Again, might get errated, but who knows? But it seems like you can choose your leader for this activate main, because all it says is choose a yellow Saiyan or Frieza army card, not a battle card. So theoretically, you choose your leader to satisfy this card's cost, and then you play this card from your Z energy, and you just don't resolve the rest of the effect because you can't add your leader to your Z energy. Again, that might get errata to say battle cards, or it might just be that if you choose a leader, you just don't get to replace the Z energy, which honestly is not really that big of a deal at all. So this comes out of your Z energy for 2, as long as you have that requirement. Again, wait for it to get errated. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but still very good card no matter either way it's worded. Activate limit 1, if you have 3 or more energy and you remove this card from the game, play up to 1 yellow Goku or Frieza with energy cost of 2 or less from your hand or drop. So you can see the dual playability in both decks. But this is just going to be a great card in so many yellow decks besides either the 2 decks in set 21. Like, for example, Golden Frieza is going to absolutely love this card. Trunks Vegeta might even play this card. The fact that it's barrier removal that also replaces itself is so good. Hitting for 20k, solid number, incredible yellow staple coming out in set 21. Then we have some 1-drops to the deck. There's actually a lot of 1-drops to this deck. So we have Jocko, on play, draw a card, activate limit 1 for a yellow. If your leader's backside is Vegeta, God level power, choose one of your yellow Goku cards under cost of 2 and switch it to active mode. So you can get more attacks in that way, but I don't know if dedicating energy to this is going to be necessarily worth it unless it just happened to stick around from earlier turns. Then we have Krillin, Remembering Terror. Look at the top 5 and add a yellow Saiyan, energy cost of 4 or less to your hand, and then shuffle your deck, and auto once per turn if you have 2 or more energy. When one of your yellow Goku cards with energy cost of 2 is played, this card gets plus 6k power for the turn. Probably not great in the deck because only hitting for 10k is not really relevant, but it is coming out in the set. Then we have Piccolo, A Bad Feeling. When this card's played, draw 1, auto once per turn if you have 2 or more energy. When one of your yellow Goku cards, whenever your cost of 2 is played, this card gets plus 6k for the turn. Pretty much same thing as Krillin, probably not worth playing either. And then we have Training with Whis. 1 cost extra card, permanent. During a turn where one of your mono yellow leaders flips from its backside to its front side, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by a yellow. Activate main for a yellow, so that would mean if you reduce it by 1, you're still paying at least 1 here. Choose one of your yellow Son Goku or Vegeta cards, energy cost of 2, send it to your warp. Play that card from your warp at the start of your next main phase, and that card gets plus 5k for the turn. So that'll be a way to sort of pseudo refresh one of your Gokus or Vegetas in order to get it inactive when you do play the Whis from your Z deck. And then activate battle limit 1, choose one of your yellow Gokus or Vegetas, that card gets plus 10k for the battle. So that effect will be free if you've done the flip-flopping and reduced this card's cost by 1, which is a 0-10k on an all-in turn when you're trying to just amass as much combo power as possible. That's not too bad. But anyways, that's what we have for the entire archetype. It felt like there's a lot of reading on these cards, which is not always a super beginner friendly thing, but I don't know, I find this archetype super interesting because I think that finding the best way to assemble the all-in combo is going to be pretty cool. And besides that, if the leader draws cards during both players' turns when attacking and attacked, this might just be a really good generic yellow leader to play a lot of different strategies in. So I'm pretty excited for it overall. In general, I want to know what you guys think about this down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.